Hello, hello, how are you? We're here doing a small little shower. We've already cleaned it, got all the soap, scum, and bodies oils off. But anyway, the purpose of the video is to show you how to caulk correctly. And a lot of guys do that, but they never show you how to get the stuff out. So what I do is I just take blades, because you don't want to risk chipping it, scratching it. So I just take blades, and what I do is, if you can see, I come up to it, and we just cut it away from the tub. And then you cut it away from the top. Top, and you can see it'll start to come out on its own. Alright, so you take these and you just do this all the way around. And first you just want to get out the big chunks, and then you'll come back and get the little stuff. You could do the detail after. So right now you just want to focus on getting out all this old moldy stuff. So you cut away the top, you cut away the bottom, see? Cut the bottom, cut the top. Cut the bottom, cut the top. See, and you just keep digging it out. Take your blade and just keep cutting left to right, right to up and down. And then you want to put it like this, completely against the wall. Like this, flat all the way against the wall at like a 45. And as you sit here, it'll scrape off most of the last little residue here. See that? That was all in here. You could barely see it. But that's the stuff that'll get moldy on you. See, what happens is a lot of people do this themselves, and it looks good, but it's the stuff you don't get off. Once it starts to get wet again, it'll get moldy. So that's kind of the tip. The tip is to make sure you get all this caulking all the way off. So actually, once we get it to this point where I think it looks good, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some stripper, kind of like Goof Off or acetone. You could use any of those. And what you want to do is you just want to put some on the tip of a rag, and then you're going to come back with a little stripper on the rag, and you're going to take the stripper and go like this, and the stripper will melt off the last of the little film. See that? That's what my stripper does. Now I can't get you what I use, but they sell any type of those basic strippers. Here, let me dip another little dip. You can see it'll melt off, and then there's just, and then it's just a little detail. So here's broken crumbs. You want to make sure you dig all the broken, that's even old grout. You got to get everything out of here. So that's the key to making sure you dig it all out really good. So you can see how moldy it is? That's the back of it. You can see how moldy it is behind it. See, because water was getting behind it, and that's when it starts to fail, is when it's moldy. So same thing, I'm just going to cut here. You can see it just falls right out. Same thing, and then you just come back, turn this thing sideways. You can see they really blobbed it on here. But sometimes it isn't a bad thing. Sometimes it makes it a little bit easier. And you gotta switch hands depending on your angle here. It's hard to do everything right-handed if you're a righty. It's hard to do some stuff if you're a complete lefty. Get a new blade. You want to use multiple blades. They get dull easy, so I buy a big old packs of them because I use a lot of them. But you want to keep your blade sharp. So see how I'm holding it? So the key to it is when you hold them at an angle, like right here, it's got to be an angle, and it'll get this last little overlap stuff off. And that's the key to it, get the overlap. Because like I was saying before, that's the stuff that'll get moldy on you once you're done. It'll look all good, and you'll start to use it again. And like, why is it getting moldy so fast? Because it's the stuff you didn't get off. So that's real important. Preparation, just like anything, painting, anything we do, you gotta prep everything correctly. So I'm gonna caulk it in a minute. If you like this information, you should share it. You should subscribe to us. Definitely should like us. If you have a comment, you need some help with your particular project, leave me a comment. I'll get back to you when I get a minute and kind of walk you through it if I can. But as you can see, it's real straightforward. Most of the time the caulking jobs suck anyway, so it's not super hard to get out. The only time it's hard to get out is if people get all gung-ho and they use marine caulking or use some of these caulkings that get so hard once they get moldy, and they're just hard to get out. So I like to use the basic caulkings because it's eventually it'll mold again down the road, and you want to be able to just constantly fix it up as you need to, because you know you got to imagine you take a couple thousand showers a year, all that moisture in here, eventually this stuff does break down. I don't care how good a product it is. But when you know how to do it yourself, it's something you could do in a 30-minute project every couple years or something.